Even after MPs voted in favor of the act, polls still showed that the majority of Kenyans did not like it. But the executive proceeded and imposed punitive taxes. We are aware that the rising cost of living is not limited to Kenya. We also know the country has debts to pay. But we know no country that responded to high cost of living by raising taxes the way Kenya did. Nearly all other countries embraced policies that eased the pain. Kenya embraced policies that worsened the pain. And I'm talking to you as somebody who has run a government. The government had the option to request for debt relief in the form of highly concessional rescheduling of external and domestic public debt, including the debt owed to China. Kenya could have pursued comparable treatment of commercial debt. It chose to burden citizens with the taxes. What are citizens supposed to do in such circumstances? In Kenya, we long embraced the idea that in a democracy, few individuals cannot use government as their tool against the people. In the case of the Finance Act, the people were ignored. What are the people supposed to do? Some have argued that he should have stopped the proposals during the vote in Parliament. But we could not. One of the first steps this regime embarked on upon coming to office was to lure some of our MPs to its side to give itself an artificial majority. Those MPs teamed up with the executive to defeat the wishes of the people. For record, we need to know that at the elections, Azimio coalition won 172 seats against Kenya Kwanza's 165. So we had a majority of 7 members of parliament. But the situation has since changed, which is why protection and respect for the independence and autonomy of political parties in the spirit of multi-party democracy is also a core issue we are prosecuting against this regime. And you know, for record, in the USA, the Republicans have majority in the Senate, and that majority will remain until the life of that parliament. If the regime did not lure our MPs to its side, and if it stopped interfering with the affairs of our constituent parties, the unpopular Finance Act would have been rejected. The executive would have been forced to negotiate. We therefore resorted to the timeless principle that in a democratic country that is founded upon the sovereignty of the people, whenever the arms of government, whether the executive or the legislature or judiciary, fall into the hands of men and women who use their delegated sovereign power to oppress the people and benefit themselves, then it becomes a right and a duty of the people in pursuit of the common good and to assert their sovereignty to disobey those men and women and their laws. That is when we took refuge in Article 37 of our Constitution, which gives every person the right, peaceably and unarmed, to assemble, to demonstrate, to picket, and to present petitions to public authorities. Unfortunately, that is what the police are killing people for. People are being arrested in most uncivil way. Many have been abducted commando style and held incommunicado way past the stipulated period of 24 hours within which they must be presented in court. Both police and hired goons are trailing, arresting, and shooting people from unmarked vehicles, and those with foreign number plates, raising the question of whether these are police or thugs.